think what's most important is that they have lots of fun when they're learning, and that they don't take themselves too seriously. They don't worry about, I'm making mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Gradually, it gets better, but as long as you enjoy it on the way, then you'll get better much more quickly, and it will be a much more pleasant experience. I think it has to be fun. I think one of the biggest challenges is not to try and overdo it. You have to take things gradually, and it really seems counterintuitive to think that the slower you go, in fact, the quicker you'll learn it. So it's better to take it in small bits and not overextend yourself and make your body do things that it's not quite up to doing yet. Just take it easy, gradually, and it will come. Well, I think one of the very important things is that Tai Chi is from the Eastern culture. It came from China. It's very different from the way that we move in the West, where we want everything to be bigger and higher and faster. This suddenly is smaller and it's slower. And you really have to use your mind as you are working. So you're moving more mindfully than we do in the West. And that's sometimes quite difficult to accept by some people. They want to move on quickly. But no, in Tai Chi we move very slowly, we move very carefully, and we make our bodies much stronger because of that. I think that for me, I taught lots and lots of different exercises and exercise forms during my life. I did my first Tai Chi workshop, and then I was very fortunate to get a job working on the Central Tai Chi trial. I turned up at my first class having taught people all my life to jump higher, longer, run faster, and two ladies walked in and they both had 2 walking sticks. And I thought, oh no, what am I going to do here? So out came the chairs. Everybody in the class had to sit down. So the first lesson was taught with everybody sitting down. It was a 10-week course, and it was twice a week. And by the end of the 10 weeks, neither lady needed a walking stick. Not 1, not 2. They didn't need any of the walking sticks. And I was completely blown away, because this exercise form, which I have to admit I was a bit skeptical about, suddenly turned out to be far more powerful than any of the other exercise forms that I'd been teaching. We had moved slowly. We sat. We stood and held on to a chair. We held on with 2 hands, then we held on with 1 hand. And we were simply doing the Tai Chi for arthritis form in the 10-week spell. And it was amazing, the difference, this mindful attention to where you placed your foot, how you managed to get your weight over the foot, and how you held yourself. It really did increase their strength, it increased their ability to just move. And it gave them confidence. I almost felt as if I was teaching them to walk. You know, from the beginning, it was absolutely amazing. This slow, mindful attention to detail, and it worked. Yes, I see amazing results all the time. I'm now in the state where some of my participants have been with me for over 10 years. Now they are aging, they're getting more frail, but they are still coming to class, and they still have the confidence to come out and come to class, which I think is a testimony in itself. Not so much to me, but more to the program and the fact that it works for them. I think it really is. It's an excellent way to exercise. For me, the most important part of the program is the stepwise progressive teaching method that we use. Because people, when they first start, and they can be a beginner, some of my beginners have been with me for 10 years, and they still feel that they are beginners. They get frightened if they think that they are going to make a fool of themselves, that they're not going to be able to do it properly. And so by taking it slowly, by repeating small sections, it gives them the confidence that they know what they're doing. And I think as a teaching tool, it is very important. It assures people that they know, they see the big picture, they know where they're going, and then they work towards it gradually. So for me, that's the most important part of the program. I think the other thing that I think with all of the Tai Chi for Health programs is that they are short enough that they can be taught effectively, certainly within a year, and people feel as if they've got a real package at the end of it. They've got something that they can do that's good for them, and it looks great, and it makes them feel great. So I think it's a whole package. If you look on the website, the Tai Chi Institute website, you will see master trainers, senior trainers, instructors, and you just scroll down and find one in your area, and then give them a phone and find out when their classes are and if you can attend. If you find that in your area there are no classes, then you can always buy one of the DVDs and start learning yourself, and then you will see advertised again on the website when teacher training workshops are being held, and you can come along and learn how to teach it and start up your own classes in your area. Suddenly you've got a whole new thing going. For health professionals and for exercise professionals, I ask them the exercise professionals, I'm always curious to find out how well they are able to retain the seniors that they are teaching. Predominantly it's seniors that are attracted, not exclusively, but predominantly my participants tend to be seniors who come along to classes, who walk in not wanting to make eye contact, not really wanting to look at anybody, a bit embarrassed because they're there. How easily do they find that they retain these people? Because one of the things that I've found teaching the Tai Chi for Health programs is that I can't then shake them off. Wherever I go, they follow along, and I always seem to have a ready-made class. Health professionals are actively involved in falls prevention, and Tai Chi for me is the best exercise form for falls prevention, because you are constantly standing on one leg, placing the other, moving your weight, and standing on one leg again. And it seems very slow. It seems almost as if you're labouring the point, but it's so effective and it really works for people. So I just try to encourage them to even come along and try themselves. Have a look, see what's happening, and then they can make up their own minds. But it is a very effective form of falls prevention. So because I'm convinced, I can usually succeed in convincing other people.
Yeah.
One of the funniest things, I have a lady in my class who has been doing Tai Chi with me for over 10 years. And for the first 5 years, every year she would start in January and she would say to me, you know, I'm only coming here because my doctor said I've got to do it. And every year it was the same. And every so often during the year she would say, you know, I'm only here because my doctor said I had to be. And then after 5 years, she said to me, you know, this Tai Chi is actually doing something for me. I was a bit disappointed that it had taken her so long to be convinced. But she's still coming. One of the most inspiring people for me, and the one thing that really convinced me about the efficacy of the Tai Chi for Health programs was my younger sister, who has rheumatoid arthritis. She was in a very bad place. She was depressed. She couldn't move. And I managed to persuade her to come along to the workshop in the US. I had to cut up her food for her every mealtime. I had to carry her tray. I had to check on her at every break to make sure she was okay. She managed the week. She got her certificate at the end. She did TCA. And then she went back to Scotland and she taught one class a week. And then 2 years later, she went back to the US to the next workshop, and nobody would believe it was the same person, because suddenly she's carrying my tray. And she's telling me to hurry up and to do this and to do it. It was just it has completely transformed her life. She still can only teach one class a week because her arthritis is really, really bad. But it's amazing. She's still walking. She's still talking. She's still doing Tai Chi, and I think that's an amazing testimony to the efficacy of the program.